Here, there's only 1% battery. It's not going to last. I am going to do IRONMAN Tulsa.
Tulsa, Oklahoma?
The Sooner State.
Been banished to talking outside. Apparently you don't want to see me in the shed.
I can't hear what you're saying anyway.
So the start of the week, 20 days to go, and this week hasn't started as planned. Unfortunately, I woke up yesterday on Sunday and I didn't feel very well. I was meant to meet Donald Brooks and we were going to drive down to this time trial, but I just had a banging headache, a sore throat, and the thing that put me off most is my legs felt really sore. So I binned it off, didn't do the time trial. It actually ended up being cancelled because of the fog. So glad I didn't make it all the way down to Bodmin and then have the decision made for me, and I made that decision myself. We then travelled back home yesterday and the plan was to do the Thames Turbo Sprint. I had a bit of a head-to-head planned with my old coach, Tim. We were doing a handicapped race between the two of us. Again, I think I've made the smart decision. I woke up and I feel a lot better. But it would have been a 4:15 wake up for like 6:30 race. I actually didn't get out of bed till gone 7 o'clock, so I think that extra couple hours sleep and not having the stress of that has helped. So Amy and I are having a day together. Well, and Bryn's just here. Bryn, say hello. Just done an hour on the turbo. I felt okay, so I did included 3x5 minutes at Ironman effort just to push the legs a little bit, just to see if I've got some like longer fatigue or they actually feel okay. So far so good, and the plan will be to get back to training tomorrow properly. Got a big weekend plan by the looks of it, so I'm going to try and be a bit more diligent and film throughout the week rather than picking up the camera on a Thursday and Friday and cramming everything in. So there we go. Hopefully that's more engaging in the garden. What do we think, Amy?
What?
Right, it's Tuesday evening. I've got 5x3 minutes tempo hill reps. Just done the first one. Just jogging back down the hill now. Good session for strength. As we know, the full distance Ironman in particular, it's a strength endurance race. So you got to be strong, got to be robust. This is the session I was doing before Wales, on the same hill, same intervals. Let's go. Three down, 2 to go. Right, intervals done, 5, lots of 3 minutes. That felt good to blow the cobwebs away a little bit. Felt a bit sluggish, but to kind of be expected. Just to jog home now. Got something quite exciting this evening. As I'm sure many of you know, I do a bit of coaching, triathlon wise and running, etc. And I've got 2 clients coming to my house tonight for some run analysis. They're 2 people that live close by, and yeah, quite excited to get them on my treadmill, sort of have a look at them run, and then follow it up, hopefully if we've got some time, use the gym I've built to go through some kind of key movements for them to do as well. It's kind of the plan. Get people locally, although I enjoy the online element and coaching people literally worldwide. I've got someone in America, but yeah, having local people and being able to interact with them is kind of my dream. Let's get home and get ready for that. Doing a brick session this evening, nothing mental. It's an aerobic bike session, all in the blue zone, zone 2, mix of powers but nothing hard. And I've got a 30-minute strong run off, easy but strong, which always confuses me, but my plan's to run it blind. By that I mean don't look at my watch, just look at 15 minutes, turn around, run home. So as I didn't race on Sunday or Monday, I needed to try the kit out. So some of you would have seen, the Toei is a brand I'm trying to work with and possibly will be sponsored by. But at the moment I'm just testing this kit. So I've been riding in it now for 50 minutes. Feels good. The compression of the suit in particular feels nice and tight, but in a comfy way, in a way that it's not moving around and, you know, you'll get chafing. Obviously small sample size. I'm probably going to wear it on Saturday where I've got close to a 5-hour brick, and I obviously get a proper gauge there, but it feels good on the turbo. It looks smart, doesn't it? Right, it's Thursday evening. Had an easy swim this morning, similar to last week for a recovery type swim. 1k pull, 3 200s, 10 100s is the main set. And I've just finished my bike session. In fact, it was exactly the same as last week. 6 by 4 minutes. I think off the top of my head last week I struggled to hit 300. I think it was sort of high 280s, low 290s for the rep. This week, definitely closer to 310. Maybe a little bit above, I don't know just yet. So yeah, that's Thursday done. It's a classic example of how your FTP can vary week to week. Obviously last week was a tough week post-marathon to keep training, and this week I'm a bit fresher. I'm over my little bit of sickness at the weekend. Good session banked, no harm in repeating things. 9 days till we fly. Off for a massage tonight with Colin at HBO, not sponsored. Right, it's Friday evening. Swam this morning, had a big 10 by 400. So I did 8 by 400 last week, 10 by 400 this week off the same turnaround, 6.5 minutes. Average 5:45, 5:46, and they were all pretty much that within a second or two, rather than kind of what I did last week where I got progressively faster. So yeah, happy days. I did a similar set pre-Wales. It was slightly slower, so there's a marginal bit of progression there, and obviously went on to swim quite well in the race. So confidence box ticked, fitness box ticked. Just need to tick the swimming over for the next 2 weeks now. Obviously a key thing I won't have done is loads of open water prep, which I did do pre-Wales. So yeah, hopefully I take to it like a duck to water again. In a few practice swims I'll probably get in Tulsa. I've just been setting my bike up for tomorrow. So tomorrow's my last big brick session. It's about 4 hours total ride with 3 by an hour Ironman effort / watts, and then a run off. Currently the run off is about 45 minutes, and it's all pretty steady apart from the first 5 minutes. I'm thinking of changing that, but I haven't consulted coach yet. I'd quite like to run off the bike sort of 45 minutes to an hour at race pace, but I do have a race pace related run on Sunday, like a long run, so I'd be silly to do it both days, but we'll see. That's it, the only swim today. Date night tonight. It's Amy and I's 4-year anniversary. Well, it's my 4-year anniversary. She thinks it was a month ago, but she also forgot, so I think May the 5th, day after Star Wars Day, is the anniversary. So we're gonna go out for some food, a curry, which I wouldn't normally do if I was racing. You know, I should really have a pre-race dinner ahead of a big session, but I want to have a curry. So see you tomorrow for the last big one. Whoa. Right, I just finished my last long run. I stayed inside yesterday. It was Saturday. Did plan to go outside, but the weather was not looking great. It sort of was, well, it did. It proved itself correct. It was pretty crappy after about 9 o'clock, and I would have been out till about 1-ish if I'd have gone outside. So stayed inside. Obviously had the big advantage of the PTO race being on, which helped pass the time on the turbo. So got my 4-hour ride done, 3 by an hour. I was following power, and I was trying to hit a power, which for the first 2 hours was 265 watts, which is certainly a bit over Ironman power. The plan for the session is to try and average your Ironman power for the session rather than necessarily in those intervals. So obviously run a bit harder on those, and then the recovery and warm up, etc. It balances it out. But my heart rate was bang on where I wanted to be. I made a deal with myself that 150 is my sort of Ironman heart rate. So rode to that, and it didn't really creep over it in the first 2 hours. I started the 3rd hour, did 15 minutes before I started scaling it back just to keep the heart rate under control. I felt fine, but yeah, took it down to about 2:30 in the end, which is a lot closer to where hopefully I'll be come race day. And for 3.5 hours of that session, then I've averaged 250 watts. So, you know, if I can do anything near that for 4.5, 5 hours in Tulsa, we'll definitely be flying. You would hope. All my power meters broke. Then did a run off the bike. As I sort of said, I kind of freestyled it a bit. I'm sure Billy was distracted by his antics in Ushuaia or whatever the nightclub's called, that he hasn't looked at my run. But I basically did the 4 minutes hard as planned, and then instead of cruising the rest of the run, I did 5k and 4k at what I believe or hope is Ironman heart rate, and it aligned to where I wanted my pace to be, which was low 4 minutes per k. As I said, don't expect to hold that for the whole 42k. That would be pretty good, but yeah, definitely for the first half and a bit more, hopefully, to kind of get some time in the bank and sneak under that 3 hours. So yeah, as you can tell, I didn't really film anything of yesterday, partly because I wanted to concentrate on what I was doing, and the other part was it was indoors, so it's bloody boring, probably more boring than chatting in my kitchen cupboard. Today's sort of the last-ish day, just done a 90-minute run, similar to a run set I've done several times in this kind of block, or even further back to when we were in Lanzarote. It was 8 minutes at around 350 to 355 per k, and then 2 minutes rest into 3 lots of 2 minutes, slightly faster. So targeting sort of high 330s, 340, sort of where my half marathon pace was. 3 times through. So in total, 8, 16, 24, 30, 36, 42 minutes of work off a sort of 1 minute recovery off the 2 minutes and 2 minutes recovery off the 8 minutes. Felt pretty good. The leg's definitely tired. I can feel that brick yesterday, which is good. As much as you want it always to feel easy, you definitely want to feel like you've generated some fatigue and you're stressing the body. So done. Plan for the rest of the day, just an hour, easy spin. Might go outside if it doesn't rain. Probably a ride on the turbo and get this video made, I suppose. Last one, UK based, in the sense that I've got this week at home, fly next Saturday. So the next video that comes out, I'll be on US soil and have to work out with Amy how we sort of make these with the Atlantic in between us. Cheers.